What's up guys, War History Geek here, and welcome back to another video. So today we're back in the Military History Museum, and I wanted to take a special look at the Christmas in the Trenches exhibit that we have on display right now. At the time of recording, which is about early March of 2024, we're in the process of getting ready for our opening for the season, which will be on Memorial Day, and part of that is taking down some of the old exhibits and transitioning them out for different exhibits. This particular case is our seasonal case, so this gets a new exhibit at least every 6 months, if not more often than that. And obviously we had this Christmas in the Trenches exhibit up for our Christmas holiday season, but now we're transitioning it over to a different exhibit, which I'm sure you'll see on this channel in the future. So as of right now, this is what the exhibit looks like, and this is what it looked like for the Christmas season. And let's just get right into the exhibit. So up here, we're starting with what you can see to be what we tried to make it look like was a period garland from about the 1940s. And let's just take a look at some of these items on the shelf here. So over here on the far left, we have a card that reads, "Send me a message of love and good cheer on a little card, my friend, this year. The gift let us send to the Christmas tree for the boys who will fight for you and me." So I'm not exactly sure what this card particularly would have been used for. Obviously, it's for the Christmas season. It might have been some kind of a promotion to get people to send gifts over to the men serving on the front, either during World War I or World War II. However, this is something actually from my personal collection. I picked that up for like, I don't know, close to $1, something like that. But I thought that was a pretty cool inclusion there. Over here, we have a Christmas card from the 1st Infantry Division, and this is from around the 1950s, I believe. This was something I also picked up on Facebook Marketplace for about $5 or something. And as you can see here, it's signed at the bottom, Love, Helen, and Donald. And I might pull some of these items out to show you some more of the details on them, but as of right now, this is what we had on display there. Over here, we have Merry Christmas, 1943, from the Headquarters and Headquarters Company of the 34th Tank Battalion, 5th Armored Division. And what's pretty cool is that this is from the Frank Fritz collection. And I've done a couple of videos on that collection already, and I have more coming in the future, kind of taking another look at that collection. But this was just a cool Christmas card from there, from that collection that I thought would look really great in this display for the Christmas season. Inside, it talks about the meal they had and a little bit of the event program and all that. And I just thought that was a cool inclusion. Over here, we have the 79th Division, Christmas of 1918. A good little Christmas card there as well that would have been sent home. And over here, we have a World War I mailing label to send Christmas gifts to American Expeditionary Forces in 1918. So in the First World War, as you can see, it says official coupon up there at the top. This would have been given to the families of men serving overseas to give a special mail pass for them to send a package with Christmas gifts to their men overseas. And this was permitted by the U.S. military and government for morale reasons and so forth. But these are actually pretty interesting, pretty rare. You don't see them very often. But if you read some of the directions, it says paste this coupon on the package. The directions say that one Christmas package not heavier than 3 pounds and not larger than 3 by 4 by 3 inches will be carried free from Hoboken, New Jersey, which is where this is from. And this is just a really cool, interesting piece that a lot of people don't know about or think about. So we were really happy to include that in the exhibit to kind of show a little bit more of the in-depth logistics of how Christmas worked for men in the trenches. Now coming down one shelf, we have some of our rarest pieces on display here. Starting over here on the left side, you can see in the back, we have 2 Christmas cards, Weihnachten of 1917 and Weihnachten 1915. And these are original to the period, and they are German and Austro-Hungarian Christmas cards, which I find really interesting. German over here and Austro-Hungarian over here. Especially, they're just things that you don't see very often. I mean, most of the time when I come across stuff like this, I mean, it's in a random bin in a flea market or antique store or something for a couple of bucks. But when you come across it, there's some really interesting pieces. Coming down here, you can see a German Red Cross Christmas gift cigar box from 1916. So a lot of those that are collectors of the First World War are familiar with this, but those of you that are not, During the First World War, it was very, very common for militaries to send specialized Christmas gifts either from the national government or the local level military command, which you'll see in a little bit. This is an example of one of the German gifts given in 1916, which was a gift cigar box. It had some cigars in there, and it was just a neat little box given to every single German soldier in the military during the First World War. And as you can see there, it says Weihnachten im Felde 1916, which is Christmas in the Field 1916. It has a German Iron Cross there. And then there's some more words down there explaining that it came from the Red Cross. So again, this was just something done at the time period, which you didn't see very much in the Second World War, but very common in the First World War to really maintain the morale in the trenches. Now coming over here, you can see this Christmas card here, which is perhaps one of my favorites in the exhibit. This is a German soldier's hand-drawn / hand-painted Christmas card. And these are a lot rarer than some of these more standard printed ones. These ones, as I described already, were completely hand-drawn and painted by people during the First World War. And whether that was a soldier sending it home or a family member sending it to the soldier, either way, the fact that these are handcrafted cards that have survived this long is just absolutely incredible. I absolutely love this piece. It tells such an interesting personal story, the fact that it is a hand-painted, hand-drawn Christmas card, that, I'm just blown away by the fact that it has survived this long. It reads, Ein frohes und gesundes Weihnachtsfest wünscht dir dein Bruder Arthur, Eli, Robert und Lieselette, which basically is explaining that this is for Christmas to their brother Arthur, from Elijah, Robert, and Lieselette, which are probably obviously his siblings. So very, very cool card indeed. Now coming down here, this one is something that many people are very familiar with when studying Christmas gifts of the First World War. This is the Crown Prince Wilhelm, commander of the 5th German Army gift pipe for Weihnachten 1914. So this was given by Crown Prince Wilhelm of the 5th German Army. He was the commander of the 5th German Army at the time. And for Christmas of 1914, this was a pipe that he had produced specifically for the men in his unit. So this wasn't a national gift. This was just a gift for the men in the 5th German Army during the First World War. And this is one of the most ornate gifts that were given out during the First World War for the German military. As you can see here on the front, there's an image of Wilhelm there. And then there is also a message written on the back of the pipe, which I'll put up a picture of here. But overall, these are very, very fragile, very easily broken, so they're not super common. However, if you want to find these, usually I've seen them from between $100 to $300, depending on where they're listed. They are able to be bought. However, you're going to have to do a little bit of looking to find them. So definitely a very, very interesting piece. Once again, very, very cool Christmas gift from the First World War. Now, taking a look over here, we have another little Christmas card here. With best wishes for a victorious new year from the Princess Mary and friends at home. So again, this is an example of a British national Christmas card that would have been given at the time. And then over here you can see the Princess Mary gift tin and Christmas card for every sailor afloat, every soldier at the front from 1914. So as you can see here, we have the card and the gift tin that had some chocolates and other little snacks in there. As you can see on the front of the tin, it reads, France, Russia, Imperium Britannica, and Christmas 1914 down there at the bottom with an image of Princess Mary there on the front. So again, it wasn't just the Germans giving these gifts out to their men on the front lines, it was also the British that were doing it as well. So this is an example of one of the most common British gifts given during the First World War. And again, these are able to be found. You see them for around $100 to $200 on average is what I see them for, but again, very, very cool, interesting piece that in particular, we really wanted to include these pieces into the exhibit because most people just either never think of these types of things, or if they have, they've never actually seen physical examples of some of these things. So while during the Christmas season, we wanted to kind of show what it would have been like for soldiers on the front to receive gifts, receive cards, and celebrate the Christmas season just like their friends and family back home. Now, taking a look down at this shelf here, we have an example of some American Christmas gifts. So again, I'm going to start off to the left side over here. And here you can see an example of a card that says, 1,000 leagues separate us, but do not divide our Christmas day. And then you can see down here an example of a message written. And again, you can pause that if you'd like to read that, maybe zoom in there. But again, just a very, very cool, very personal item. And this is an example of, again, something that an American would have received overseas. Now, taking a look over here to the far right, we have Merry Christmas from Germany, December 25th, 1918. So again, this is something that would have been sent home to somebody on the home front. And this is just a really interesting piece. Again, very personal. You can see some images down here and very decorated for the season. And as you can see, we also threw in this toy here to just kind of make it a little bit more Christmassy with toys and all that. But again, just a cool personal item that would have been received as a Christmas card. Now, lastly here, we have some American Christmas cards. And this was sent to and from soldiers of the American Expeditionary Forces in 1918. And you can see a pretty wide variety here. I apologize for the shadowing. That's just kind of the reality of the display case that we're dealing with here. But here you can see some examples of World War I Christmas cards. This one over here is perhaps one of my favorites over here. Old Nick's here with greetings to you while raising Nick with the Huns. And of course, the Huns was a very common thing that they called the Germans during the First World War. You can see a little caricature of a German soldier running away from Santa Claus, who was fighting for the Allies in that image. Down here you can see from France there with a French tank, a little cartoon there in the center, and then the back of one there with another message, which again you can pause and read if you'd like to. And then down here, these last two rows, we have a French and American combination there, another one with a little message. 1918 Christmas greetings from France, which is something that would have been sent home, of course. And then we have Merry Christmas with another little cartoon, very common. And then a Merry Christmas, 1918. To our brothers on foreign soil, we extend heartiest Christmas greetings. You have nobly done your part to bring about peace on earth. We trust that before another Christmas comes, we can grasp your hand and say, God bless you. So as you can see, this was our selection of Christmas cards and gifts that soldiers would have experienced in the First and Second World War, and even also post-war, which is pretty uncommon. But again, this was just a seasonal exhibit in the overall military museum here at the Strongsville Historical Society that we wanted to try and cover to show the people coming into the exhibit what that would have been like. Now, of course, down here on the bottom, we just had some filler material just to kind of fill in the case here. Nothing too significant. But overall, that's all for this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit the like button, and when you're in that area, hit the subscription button and notification bell. I will likely be doing another video soon when we get the next seasonal exhibit up for Memorial Day. So you'll also be seeing that soon. But overall, once again, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave some ideas down in the comments for future exhibits or improvements on this exhibit, or any just questions or interests that you have in this topic. Christmas during the world wars, or just military Christmas celebrations in general, are just such a fascinating topic to me that even the simplest things back home had a whole lengthy process and special experience for every soldier on the front lines that is often overlooked or forgotten. So this was something that we were really glad to bring to the public eye, that people could learn about these experiences and maybe kind of get a little grasp of an idea of what these soldiers would have experienced on the front lines during the holiday season. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!